Wow, what a fight. That is definitely fight of the year contender. Daniel Dubois rips the WBO title from Fabio Wardley in the 11th round via stoppage. Referee jumped in, Howard Foster, right call. We'll get into that. But yeah, he's now a two-time heavyweight champion if you don't count the WBA regular title. And that was a real spectacle. That was an advert for heavyweight boxing. What a fight. Credit to both men. Let me start off with that. It's very early this morning, so I'm just going to run through this as quick as I can. Yeah, Daniel Dubois, Fabio Wardley, take a bow. Like, you guys are absolute warriors. Not many men can do what you guys did last night. You entertained the fans, so well done. Big respect to Fabio Wardley, and he's got granite chin. Maybe too tough for his own good, I don't know. We'll talk about the corner later on, but yeah, and the team. But generally speaking, Fabio Wardley, from what he's achieved in the sport in such a short time, with such limited background, I mean, we all talk about it. His history as a white collar fighter. He was working in recruitment 10 years ago, and in a corporate job, and now he is, he's in the pantheon of greats as a heavyweight champion, British heavyweight champion, and he's one tough son of a gun. Daniel Dubois, well, let me say one thing about Daniel Dubois: resilience. We've seen it before, him being knocked down against Kevin Lerena, and he was knocked down 3 times against Kevin Lerena, with the round ending 10 seconds early, but to giving him time to recover. But he never gives up. Resilience is Daniel Dubois, and he showed that last night. He got knocked down in the first 15 seconds of the fight, and he never gave up, never surrendered. And he got knocked down again in the 3rd round, but you could already see from the 2nd round he was up for it. He was up for it, and he was making Fabio Wardley think. He was getting Fabio Wardley's respect in the ring, because he was starting to assert his power and his dominance. And I said it before, I don't think Fabio Wardley has ever been in with somebody as powerful as Daniel Dubois, and that showed last night. So after the 3rd round, Daniel Dubois started taking control. And even in the 1st round, when he was knocked down in the first 15 seconds, towards the end of the round, he started taking control. He was the better boxer. I made the pick yesterday who would win. I mean, the bookies had it so even between the two of them. It almost swung last night as Daniel Dubois to the favorite, because I was looking at it throughout the week and throughout yesterday, and Fabio Wardley was the slight favorite going in as the champion, and off recent form, Daniel Dubois kind of swung that way. And I picked him only because I just thought it was the power factor, and it showed last night. Daniel Dubois, he'll go on now to have a tough decision as to who he fights next. So we'll get into that quickly. Moses Itauma is his mandatory. They are both, Daniel Dubois and Itauma are both promoted by Frank Warren. So he's ecstatic. He is going to be so happy because, either he matches them now and he makes a bucket of money, or he sends them each on their own way, because I think Itauma still has a bit of building to do. Although I think Itauma beats Dubois. He's fresh, he's strong, he's hungry, and he's damn fast for a heavyweight. But that's a video for another day. And Daniel Dubois has to choose whether or not he takes the mandatory or he gets a nice voluntary and he holds on to the title and has an easier fight. And I think he deserves an easier fight. I would be very surprised if they make the Itauma fight straight away. But if they do, then Daniel Dubois has got to be one of the bravest active fighters at the moment, because he's just taking on everyone. His record of fights, I mean, twice against Usyk, Joshua, Miller, he's ducking nobody. And if he's going to fight Itauma, then big respect. On to Fabio Wardley. Okay, so a lot has been said about the corner and Ben Davidson and why the fight, the ringside doctor. Wardley was looking in pretty bad shape from round 8, the 8th round, and by the 9th round, I think you could have made a call saying, he's not going to win this fight on points, let's be honest, and he's taking too much damage to risk stopping him. I mean, obviously Fabio Wardley would have protested. Fabio Wardley wanted to go out on his shield. I mean, that's the warrior that he is, so we have to respect that. But you also have to think he's got a young family. He's got many other days to fight on. He could still be a world champion again. I believe he's that good. I don't think it was a fluke that he got here. I think he's just got that raw fighter in him. But last night, it might have been detrimental to his long-term career to have left him in there for so long. And I know Ben Davidson will get a lot of flack for this, for keeping him in. And I would say, it's probably deserved, because when the ringside doctor was assessing Fabio Wardley in the 10th round, I think they could have made a decision right then and there. He still had all his faculties, but it would have, I wouldn't call it a Pyrrhic victory, because he wouldn't have won anything. If he did win something, it would have been a Pyrrhic victory, because he would have taken so much damage on the way to getting there. I know it's your one-shot heavyweight title fight, give the fans what they want, there's the pressure around, not stopping things too early, but I don't know. I don't think anyone would have complained if it was stopped in the 10th round. I don't think anyone would have complained if they threw in the towel in the 9th. So sending him out for the 11th just seemed reckless and negligent, and I'll leave it at that. I think hopefully he looks like he's going to be okay. I haven't heard anything otherwise, and which is good. So God bless him on that front. And yeah, I don't know. I just think I hope to see him back soon, active in the next few months. He can take some time off and really recover and reassess all his options and start rebuilding. I mean, there's a lot of fights out there for him still. He's still a big draw. He's a fan favorite. He's got a lot to offer. So yeah, I mean, he can hold his head up high. They gave the British public and the world boxing fans a lot of joy and excitement last night. So credit to the two men. Well done, Daniel Dubois. Let me know what you think. Was it stopped too late? What do you think Daniel Dubois does next? Love to hear your thoughts. Have a good Sunday going